Hi, 8th grade. Welcome back. Happy New Year. I hope you had a nice break. Today we are going to continue in Chapter 5, but before we start with the second lesson, I want to review what we did before the break, which we started solving systems. And the first one that we focused on, there are three different ones. The first one we focused on was graphing, and that is where you graph the two functions that are given in the y equals mx plus b form. And the answer is the point where the lines cross. So if we try one together, if you don't have your notes ready, you should pause and go grab them. You might want your whiteboard because we're going to do this first example with a graph. So grab what you need. If you're ready to go, we'll go ahead and get started. If you have the little graphs that I gave you, it might be worth cutting one out and gluing in so that you have this reminder. But we started by circling that second number, which in this case was -4, and that's where we begin on the graph. So down 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then from that point, we use the m, the slope, to tell us where to go. So for this first one, the slope is +3, and we're going to put it over 1 so that it has a rise over run. So from here, I'm going to go up 3 and over 1. Up 3, over 1, and continue until I have a good amount of dots to make a nice straight line. Let's see if I have this straight. I don't think that's going to be thick enough. Just going to do the best I can. So this first line sort of looks like that. The second point, I'm going to start for this one on +2. So from 0, I'm going to go up 2, and that's my first point. So from 0, up 2. And my slope for this one is -3. So I'm going to go -3 over 1. So there's two ways that I could graph this. -3 over 1, or I could do 3 over -1. So if from here I did -3 over 1, that means rise is my first number. So that means I would go down 3 and to the left 1, or to the right 1, because 1 is positive. Down 3 and to the right 1, down 3 and to the right 1. If I had done the second, 3 over -1, I would do +3, so up 3, and then to the left 1. And you'll see that this is just going to continue my line, but in the upper direction. Up 3, but to the left, -1. Up 3, to the left. This side doesn't matter because we really needed this point here, okay? This is the point we want. This is the answer because it's where the two lines cross, which is at, we need our x comma y in order to be finished. So from 0, I go over to the 1, so my x is 1, and then I went down 1, so my y is -1. And that's my answer. That's the point where the two lines cross. Okay. So today we are going to continue solving systems. Today we are working on substitution as our method. So we're moving past graphing. We don't need graph paper for this. We're substituting today. The answer is still going to be x comma y. Okay, so this right here is still our end goal, is to find out what the x equals and what the y equals. What's different today is the form that you're going to get the two functions in. So if this is our first example, example 1, and we're going to do a few of these together, you'll see that only one of them is in the y equals mx plus b form. This one is not. This is written in a different way. -2x minus 3y equals -7. It still has an x, and it still has a y, and it still has a number all by itself, okay, but it's in a different order. So that's a good clue that tells you you're gonna have to solve this differently, because this one we can't graph like this. It's not in the slope and intercept, okay? We have to have these two pieces in order to graph them. In this one, we can't, right? We don't, the y isn't all by itself. So we're gonna have to substitute.